Today we will discuss about the cell, the unit of life, also known as basic and fundamental unit of life. Next point is, what is cell? Cell is the structural and functional unit of organism. Structural means many organisms composed of single cell and some are composed of many cells. Next point is, all organisms are composed of cells. All living organisms like animals, plants are composed of cells. Next point is, some are composed of a single cell and are called unicellular organisms. Uni means one, single, cellular means cell. Composed of single cell known as unicellular organisms. Example is bacteria. Next is, while others composed of many cells are called multicellular organisms. Example is higher plant. Next is, unicellular organisms are capable of. Unicellular organisms perform all the functions of essential functions of life by a single cell and show independent existence. Example is bacterial cell. Anything less than a complete structure of a cell. Anything less than a complete structure of a cell does not ensure independent existence. Example is virus. Virus is not a cell, so don't show independent living existence. Next is types of cell. Cell is divided into two types: prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell, pro means primitive, nuclear, karyotic means nucleus. In prokaryotic cell, primitive nucleus is present. But in eukaryotic cell, U means true, karyotic means nucleus, true nucleus is present. In prokaryotic cell, well-developed nucleus is absent. Well-developed means nucleoplasm, nucleolus, chromatin fiber is absent in prokaryotic cell. But in eukaryotic cell, well-developed nucleus is present. Next point is, prokaryotic cell. Differentiate between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell. Nuclear membrane is absent in prokaryotic cell but present in eukaryotic cell. Membrane bound organelles is absent in prokaryotic cell but present in eukaryotic cell. Membrane bound organelles is mitochondria, chloroplast is absent in prokaryotic cell. Ribosomes. In prokaryotic cell, only 70S type of ribosomes is present, but in eukaryotic cell, both type of ribosomes is present, that is 70S and 80S. Next is respiratory enzymes. In prokaryotic cell, respiratory enzymes are present in mesosomes or cell membrane, but in eukaryotic cell, respiratory enzymes are present in cytoplasm and mitochondria. Next is difference between animal cell and plant cell. In plant cell, cell wall is present, but in animal cell, cell wall is absent. Plant cell is the feature of cell wall is the feature of plant cell. Shape vacuole. Next is shape vacuole is present in plant cell but absent in animal cell. Next is plastid. Plastid is present in plant cell but absent in animal cell. Centriole. Centriole is the feature of animal cell. So centriole is absent in plant cell but present in animal cell. Next point is cell theory. Cell theory is proposed by Slidin and Swan. Together formulated the cell theory. Next point is, all living organisms are composed of cell and product of cell. The term given by Slidin and Swan that all living organisms are composed of cells and product of cell. Drawback of this theory is unable to explain how new cells were formed. This is the drawback of this theory. Next is cell wall. Cell wall is a non-living structure, rigid structure, permeable structure. Cell wall present in plants. In plants, cell wall is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin and proteins. In algae, cell wall is made up of cellulose, galactans, mannans, minerals like calcium carbonate. In fungi, cell wall is made up of chitin, but in bacteria, cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. But in animal cells, cell wall is absent. Cell wall are also absent in mycoplasma.